Oh dear! I am so surprised!
And so am I. Welcome back, folks. It's iKamikaze here to bring you some more Danganronpa, and where we left off was here.
Maybe we all remembered that there's no one left out there. But how do we know our memories are real?
Huh? What do you mean by that? You think your memories are wrong?
Yes.
There's something that's been bothering me about our memories. Here, look at this book.
I never learned to read.
The complete history of Hope's Peak Academy?
This book contains years of research about Hope's Peak Academy. Nothing would indicate this book is a prop. I believe the information here is accurate. But there's a lot written in here that differs from our memories.
What is different?
To know that for certain, I'll need everyone's help.
Everyone, put your heads together. Now fuse!
I want you all to tell me everything that you remember about Hope's Peak Academy.
We just need to talk about what we remember from Hope's Peak? Okay.
So it started with the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That event originated at Hope's Peak Academy, inspiring wars and terrorism around the world. It would not be hyperbole to say that event brought despair to all mankind.
And it was all caused by a single high school girl.
Yeah, it was me! Junko Enoshima enrolled in Hope's Peak Academy as the ultimate fashionista. But my real identity was the ultimate despair. In order to cover the world in despair, I put my plans...
Wait a minute. Something doesn't add up here.
Huh? I detect no discrepancy in my memory banks.
Yes. Everything we just said is just like we remember it.
Exactly word for word.
But it doesn't match what's written in the history of Hope's Peak Academy.
I'll determine exactly why later. For now, I need to identify the discrepancy.
So you gotta play Spot the Difference!
Oh, a new minigame! I love minigames!
Point out what everyone is mistaken about in their memories of Hope's Peak Academy. Alright, time to play some Danganronpa trivia!
Danganronpa. It seems like that's the first time they've said the name in the entire game. Danganronpa. If I'm wrong, someone tell me where else that it was said. Let's see. Oh.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history.
That event originated at Hope's Peak Academy, inspiring war and terrorism around the world.
The cause of all that despair was just a single high school girl.
That's wrong!
I don't remember it saying that anywhere.
One high school girl started the tragedy, the ultimate despair, Junko Enoshima. At least that's what I remember, but that's not what this book says. Ultimate despair doesn't just refer to Junko Enoshima. It refers to a group and the movement that came after. To put it simply, there's more to ultimate despair than Junko Enoshima.
This is the first time I've heard about this. Wasn't Junko the ultimate despair?
That's what I recall as well. That label should only apply to her.
Because she made it only apply to her.
Coincidences sure are scary. Everyone misremembered the same thing.
Coincidence? Misremembered?
No, it's no coincidence. I know there's a difference in these memories.
And that's not all. There are other discrepancies I'd like to point out.
Ugh, does it even matter? I'm bored already. Just shut up.
So, let's continue where we left off. Junko resorted to different tactics to cover the world with despair. The killing game between the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy, for example.
They were locked up and forced into the killing game by the ultimate despair.
I remember those guys. And girls. For some reason, I don't remember who is the bad people. I remember, you know, some of the good people that died, but...
But boo-hoo. When I, the one who started it all, died, events were set in motion.
And the world began to move towards restoration.
Then the fight between the Future Foundation and the remnants of despair raged on! But the worst-case scenario was avoided! Yay! A happy ending.
Not yet. There are more points that conflict with the history. I'll point those out next. Give me a single bullet again. Yeah, there we go.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Because Junko had prepared countless ways of spreading despair.
Like the killing game of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy.
They were held prisoner by the ultimate despair. And forced into the killing game. Oh, I have some bad news about that. The events that my death set in motion are only now reaching their climax. So the remnants of despair and the Future Foundation are still fighting. But for now, we've avoided the worst of it.
I missed.
The biggest, most awful, most
Tragic event in human history happened because Junko had prepared countless ways of spreading despair. Like the killing game of the 78th class of Hope's Peak Academy. They were held prisoner by the ultimate despair.
And
forced into the killing game.
Oh.
I have some bad news about that. The events that my death set in motion are only now reaching their climax.
So the remnants of despair and the Future Foundation
Oh,
are
that
still
wasn't it?
fighting.
Oh.
The big
This most awful, most tragic event in human history happened because Junko had prepared countless ways of spreading despair.
Like the killing game of the 78th
No.
class of Hope's Peak
No, it's gotta be
Academy.
the second one.
That's wrong! It wasn't the ultimate despair that trapped the 78th class in Hope's Peak Academy.
It was just Junko.
It was the class themselves. They shut themselves in.
That's right.
shut themselves in?
Why would they shut themselves in?
It has to do with the Hope's Peak Academy shelter project. During the tragedy, the 78th class trapped themselves inside Hope's Peak Academy for protection.
So our memory of the 78th class being trapped by the ultimate despair?
Are you saying our memories are wrong? It just means those documents were written all half-assed. There's no need to worry about it. Your memories are all correct.
What you've been saying isn't consistent. First you said it was just coincidence.
Is that so?
Enough with the swapping back and forth. Either teach me how to do that so I can change clothes in an instant in the morning, or stay as one or the other. Or naked, either way.
Let's just move on. I want to talk about one more thing from our memories. It's about the rebuilt Hope's Peak
Because you don't have to
Academy
change if you're
that we
naked.
were attending.
What about Hope's Peak Academy?
There's no doubt that the 16 of us were students at Hope's Peak Academy. We heard it had been rebuilt and was accepting applications for talented students again. And so, we gathered at the brand new Hope's Peak Academy.
Since Hope's Peak Academy was large, we were all in separate classes. But there's no doubt we were students of the new school.
Dot, dot, dot. Just like I thought, there's something wrong there. But why? Why are memories so different? I'm just gonna listen to all of this. There's no reason not to when it gives me only one
Hope's
bullet.
Peak Academy was rebuilt. And with that, recruitment of talented students resumed.
When we found out, We came to the New Hope's Peak Academy.
The New Hope's Peak Academy was a huge school,
No,
which is why we were all in different classes.
that doesn't make any
But we're
sense.
all the same! That's right. We were all students of Hope's Peak Academy.
Why are memories different? What is going on here?
Hope's Peak Academy was rebuilt. And with that, recruitment of talented students resumed.
When we found out, we came to the New Hope's Peak Academy.
The New Hope's Peak
Academy was a huge
Nope.
School.
Shoot it! Are you fucking kidding me? Oh. It didn't look like it was.
Oh no!
Given the aspect of where we walked around, if this was Hope's Peak Academy.
Hope's Peak Academy was rebuilt. And with
That?
recruitment of talented students,
They had to open that one. There was no recruitment. It was the ultimate hunt.
We remember Hope's Peak Academy taking applications from talented students. But that's not what's written here. The Academy did not take applications. All of their students were scouted.
Scooted.
scouted. I've never heard that.
I wasn't scouted. I applied to Hope's Peak Academy on my own.
Me too. I chose to come to Hope's Peak.
Which means that we went
At
to a
least-
fake one.
That's what I remember.
Are you saying we're remembering it wrong?
But what if this book's just wrong? Researchers make mistakes too.
Maybe so, but I'm not getting all this from just the book. There is other evidence as well.
Other what?
The killing game we're in now is one that began with Hope's Peak Academy. So this is the third game after Hope's Peak and Jabberwock Island.
Well, yeah, that's okay. So yeah, this is the third game I played, but what about that other guy who got a survivor perk? What the fuck's with that? Was that just a lie?
But remember what Rantaro said? But Rantaro's name wasn't listed among the past participants of the game.
Maybe his memories were altered.
He was not present at the two killing games that Junko orchestrated.
So there wasn't one I was missing.
Then, which killing game did Rantaro participate in?
I'm not entirely sure, but it's clearly inconsistent, isn't it? And the inconsistencies don't stop there. Kokichi's account is also suspect.
Kokichi's account is inconsistent too?
Oh, an inconsistency? Do tell.
We remember Kokichi as a remnant of despair. But I don't think that's true. He wasn't a remnant of despair.
He wasn't a remnant of despair?
That's impossible! He was definitely a remnant of despair.
Nothing gave me the vibe that he was actually a remnant of despair. Probably at one point, but I mean, seriously, there was like all that remnant of what?
The remnants of despair were the ones who tried to stop the Gopher Project. And Kokichi was their leader. If he was the one leading the remnants of despair, then he must have been second only to the ultimate despair herself.
Yes, he loved me more than anyone. Like an obsessed fan hiding in the bushes. So where's your proof he wasn't a remnant of despair?
Because he didn't know who the fuck you were. The proof that Kokichi isn't a remnant of despair.
This is it!
I is not the dumb.
The motive video we found in Kokichi's dorm room.
Non-violent crime and harmless pranks. It said 10 loyal goons. I only see 9.
An organization centered around petty crimes, one that forbids murder. And in addition to that, the group was only 10 people. That's far too few to be the same group that tried to sabotage the Gopher Project. Meaning that whatever group Kokichi was a part of is not the remnants of despair. His motive video clearly contradicts our memories. The memory we have of Kokichi being a remnant has to be false.
You mean he wasn't a remnant of despair? That's not possible.
Come to think of it, we never actually heard it directly from him.
But it's still not possible.
Kokichi didn't tell us because he wasn't exposed to that flashback light. And neither was Kaito.
Aha! Aha!
Kaito didn't appear to know anything about the remnants of despair or Junko Enoshima.
If they'd been exposed to it, maybe we'd know the truth.
Maybe it's better that they weren't. I think the people who were affected by that flashback light were wrong.
What do you mean?
All of these weird inconsistencies are from memories we got from the flashback lights.
So the flashback lights are the cause?
You found the classroom that makes all the flashback lights, right, Shuichi?
Yes, and I noticed something strange about it. I actually did a little experimenting with a device hidden in the room. It allowed you to select the memory that a flashback light would recover. However, some of the memories were inconsistent with each other. One might say there are survivors, but another would say there are no survivors. Bizarre, right? The flashback lights allegedly help us recover our memories. We're supposed to remember the truth that we forgot, and there should only be one truth. But then, having the option to recover contradictory memories doesn't make sense.
Then what are you saying?
Huh?
What? What do you mean, what am I saying?
The flashback light isn't for recovering lost memories? Is that what you're saying?
Then what was it for?
Manipulating memories.
What was it for, huh? Huh?
Go on, tell them. What are the flashback lights for?
What are the flashback lights used for? Why can you select different memories? And what does it mean for those memories to contradict each other? If I put all the pieces together, it'll all make sense. We'll be able to see the real truth. Hangman's Gambit. Oh. P. T. I know it's an anagram, doesn't really help me when I don't know what it is. L. I. Oh, it was I. M. Am I? Nope. What am I doing? Why don't I actually try and think instead of just button mashing? Implant.
I see now.
I'm just sitting there spamming letters like an
Yes,
idiot.
that's it. The flashback light isn't supposed to help us remember anything. It's a tool for implanting false memories.
Implanting memories?
Like, you're not really the world's greatest magician.
Yes, the memories you could select for the flashback lights weren't our real memories. They were memories to be implanted inside us. That's why the contents of those memories contradict each other. Once we're exposed to a flashback light, those memories become the truth to us.
So the memories we recovered with the flashback lights were...
Bogus.
Not real. They were all false memories.
But what about the meteorites and stuff?
They were all lies.
Lies?
Oh, what a horrible truth! If the memories from the flashback lights are lies, then everything was a lie! Oh, the suspense and foreshadowing was for nothing! Can you believe it? It's like everything that happened didn't matter at all.
Well, that is what it means.
Huh?
Lies are just like snowballs. The more you roll them, the bigger they get.
Not 90-degree weather.
The bigger they are, the more fun and shocking it is when they're revealed.
Not 90-degree weather.
That's why everything up till now has been lies. That's the truth. The memories from the flashback lights were just lies?
It's just as Shuichi said. The flashback lights are not for recovering lost memories. They're tools for implanting new ones. The light they emit is actually information that has been converted to light waves. That light is beamed directly into the brain, causing a deja vu sort of phenomenon. The brain gets confused and thinks the info it just received happened in the past.
We were just confused?
For example, your memories of being students of Hope's Peak Academy?
Lies.
Fake. You guys don't have anything to do with Hope's Peak Academy.
Great.
None of us were ever students there. It was just a fake memory.
We're not students from Hope's Peak?
That explains a crap ton, honestly. It does.
Yep, that was all fake.
But I'm still not sure if telling the truth or not.
Looking back, it was a mistake to have you remember Hope's Peak.
I didn't originally plan on giving you those memories, but I was in a rush and overlooked all those inconsistencies, so you figured it all out.
It's hopelessly the worst.
So that's why Kokichi had to die?
Good job, Mr. Detective. You got it.
The only reason we thought Kokichi was a remnant was because of the flashback lights. But he did say that he was the leader of a cult organization. That was a lie he invented himself. He wanted to be the mastermind. He wanted us to believe it. That's why he lied.
That face. I will not miss that face.
He usurped the mastermind's role, but in doing so, became a thorn in their side. So to get rid of that hindrance, the mastermind played along with the lie. The mastermind manipulated us into thinking Kokichi was a remnant of despair.
At the same time, having everyone remember Hope's Peak Academy made you guys target him because you thought he was a remnant of despair.
You were using the flashback lights to control us?
Then the reason I tried to kill Kokichi was...
You were being controlled by false memories, like putty in the mastermind's hands. But Maki wasn't the only one being controlled. You all were! Remember when Kokichi revealed the truth of the outside world? You
That's
all
also
got
a lie.
so depressed, you couldn't even focus on the killing game.
Wait, then, to make us recover from that, you...
Yep, we gave you memories of being Hope's Peak Academy students, the symbol of hope.
So you all could face despair.
You controlled us with that fake memory?
Well, it wasn't just that memory. It was all of them up till now. New mysteries and truths turn to motivation. Motivation drives a story.
I don't want to know who the other 50 some odd
Everything
Enoshimas
from
are
the
if there's
flashback
more.
lights was just motivation to move you forward. But I guess it was fake motivation.
You idiots kept getting jerked around by meaningless lies.
This class trial was like that too, wasn't it? Why was it you were so motivated to do it? Because you got a memory from one of the flashback lights, right?
Was that also a memory you used to control us?
Hey, what was it you guys remembered from it again? At first, you ran away from the Gopher Project, humanity's last hope. But then, you bravely chose to accept your fate. You took on all the wishes of your friends and family.
You know, I thought it was weird on how they were so nonchalant about, hey, you're going into space to save us while we die. That's great. But I just figured it's because of, you know, actual decent people, not imaginary ones.
And now, you remember how you got here. You remembered that you had all been entrusted with the world's hope, right? Remembering the weight of that hope should have made you feel stronger. I have to escape! I'll never give up! I won't be defeated by the mastermind!
Even though Kaito and Kokichi were gone, and Kibo started to go berserk, you guys didn't give up hope. You decided to face this killing game, right?
Quit drooling.
You were controlling our emotions? Even our resolve to defeat the mastermind?
This is a killing game. A death game where emotions run like blood.
If the participants aren't trying their best to live, it's just not very exciting.
Oh, the memories were fake? Then what was everything till now? That memory, and that memory. And that memory, 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 and that. If they were all fake memories, then where are we? Why are we in this killing game?
Yeah, who knows? My plans for mankind's last killing game kinda just fell apart. So figure out why on your own. This is a class trial after all.
And you're still a bitch, after all.
Then, who are you? I don't know who you are.
Huh? What's not to understand?
That you're a wannabe, and we don't know who you really are. I mean...
I
Became me. What about that don't you get?
If this killing game is connected to Hope's Peak Academy, then I believe you. This is certainly the work of someone carrying on Junko Enoshima's will. But we have nothing to do with Hope's Peak, so you can't be Junko. So who the hell are you?
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
I'm me, no one else.
What? Alright. What?
What is this?
What?
Huh? You know him, don't you? He was in the Jabberwock Island killing game.
I know he was.
I'm Hajime Hinata.
That's not what we mean. What are you doing?
What am I doing? I'm just cosplaying.
Cosplaying?
Yeah, this is just cosplay.
But you said you could. Oh, well, that could have just been flat out lie.
But it's not just normal cosplay, because I can perfectly replicate the character.
Check it out! Even my voice sounds exactly the same.
Like Shark Boy. Like we would know the voices. Well, I do, but
Is Junko Enoshima also?
Yes, it's my cosplay.
so she still is the cosplayer. And she can cosplay real people.
Perfectly reproduce a number of characters and actually become them.
This is the talent of the ultimate cosplayer.
Number of characters?
Wait, so you're actually an ultimate and we're not? Something seems odd about that.
How can she cosplay as students of Hope's Peak Academy? Because Tsumugi told us.
Wait, what? Yeah. Cospox. I'd never heard of that. I thought it was a video game thing. Apparently it's a
You
lie.
remembered! Yes, that's exactly right!
So then, what does this mean?
What?
If what I said was the truth, then Hope's Peak Academy was...
What Hope's Peak Academy was? If Tsumugi can cosplay as them, there's only one possibility. What?
It's fictional. It's all fictional?
Hope's Peak Academy never existed? None of this ultimate stuff is real? We're just kidnapped teens put to murder each other?
Fictional?
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history never happened.
Well, it sounded like a stupid name, but I mean, come on!
Hope's Peak, the Future Foundation, and the remnants of despair do not exist. Because it's all fiction. None of it actually happened in the real world.
All of those events took place within a fictional world known as Danganronpa.
So I'm not crazy. This is like the first time they've even mentioned anything. Danganronpa. Oh my god. I mean, my head just exploded. I didn't think about the entire world being fictional, because if she ends up going into Cospox, that means all of the characters that existed before were all fake characters that didn't actually exist to begin with, that were created using flashback lights in a world that actually wasn't falling apart. It was just kidnapped children forced to do stuff for other people's amusement, which means the world has not come to an end. We did not go into space. I don't remember what I just said. But we'll find out next time. Thank you for watching. If you are enjoying this, remember to hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, and I'll see you all in the next video of Danganronpa.